Hi, welcome to Pictures, Noise and Words. I'm Hedgy.
I'm Paz.
And this is One Arm Away. This is a band from Brazil, from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Song called Oblivion of Divinity. Not entirely sure how this got into my bookmarks, but it's brand new. So you'd think I'd be able to remember like a week, but clearly I cannot. Done a few bands from Brazil. Things like Project 46, who I loved. They were just so good. There's just such a good metal scene in Brazil. As everyone seems to know, except for me. It's like I'm discovering stuff.
In my reviewing days, I got a lot of stuff from Brazil. A lot of thrash in Brazil.
Right.
Mixed bag, must admit. Like you are with any scene.
I guess it is anyway, yeah.
But the encouraging thing was there was so much of it, and it was very DIY, do-it-yourself sort of, which is what metal is really, isn't it? It's people picking instruments, learning how to play, getting together with bands, creating stuff. It's fantastic.
And this video, admittedly, it's only been out since the end of March, so a couple of weeks. 3,000 views, so it's not, we're not in Sepultura territory here, but
not yet,
but maybe next week. So they got this album, Oblivion of Divinity, looks like that. It's a pretty cool cover actually. Let's just get on with it. I don't know the genre because I haven't listened to it and it doesn't say what it is underneath, but it's gotta be that, isn't it? Let's face it. I'm kind of excited because I keep discovering stuff in like Brazil. So you just think, wow, that's really good, and I had no idea it existed. Let's go.
Wow.
I'm not saying anything bad because that drummer just I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid.
I don't think we'll come to that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was a nice surprise.
That was really good. Yeah.
I loved that guy's voice.
It was not the voice I was expecting.
No.
I thought he was going to go roar, and yeah. Instead, we got that.
I'm a bit dazed because of the Steve Harris style editing. Steve Machine Gun Harris editing there. So quick changes.
There was a bit where I was smiling when the guys are all in the little sound booth area, all going "Wah!" Whatever, because it just reminded me of we did that. Let's go for 1992. I can remember us all standing around a microphone going "Rah!" doing backing things.
I have no memory.
You won't remember it, but no, it's one of some things stick in your mind and some things don't. But yeah.
I like the studio videos as well because
you can see what's going on.
Yeah. Sat down and actually playing it, not no.
So that had a guest voice, which I'm guessing was the growly guy. And I'm sorry if I should know who these people are, but I don't. Raphael Cadena, I'm going to go for. And there was a special guest solo. I think I can figure out which one that was, and that was Michael Leme or Leme.
I preferred the first solo to his.
Oh, okay. Because I'm guessing he was the guy that was just sat down.
Yeah.
With the
both technically really good, but if I had to pick one, I think with the first one or the second one.
But how's that for something out of the blue?
Yeah, thought I enjoyed that.
That drummer was a demon.
and there was quite a lot to that song as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a timing change in the solo.
Yeah.
When the solos that made me go, ooh.
I think it's.
I bet they had fun putting that one together.
And it wasn't an easy timing change.
No, I know. I literally went, ooh. I didn't. How many times did they go? Sorry, hang on. Where's the timing change and how does it fit together? How do we get from there to there? Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Oh, one arm away, another. There we go, Brazil again.
It's another thing I like about those types of videos is you get to see the drummer's feet and you realise how fast they go.
All the work that's going in.
It's something you never see unless you put a camera behind the kit.
You can make that easier on yourself by double stroking when you kind of heel toe. So every time your foot goes down, you get 2 beats. You just go 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. That makes it easier because you know your knees are not you've not got the pistons going quite as your knees aren't going up and down as many times. Not that they do. When you get to that speed, it's all ankles anyway. But you can make it easy yourself by heel toeing, and you get and then you get to a certain speed and you can't tell that there's 2 there and 2 there. I say you can't tell. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to go off like this, was I? But there's sometimes you can tell when someone's heel toeing, or you can just do what he does and single stroke, but you get knackered because it's like you're running. You know, even though your knees eventually they kind of stop. You know, because if you're doing like dum dum, your knees are going dum 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 dum. You get to a certain speed, your knees stop and it's all ankles, but you still get knackered. But yeah, so the way he was playing, but some people would say that was a purer way of playing the bass drums. But can you imagine playing that on a gig for because I bet the rest of the songs probably aren't ballads. So if you're playing for an hour,
our only up tempo number,
an hour and a half.
Plenty of drummers, it's stamina and fitness, isn't it?
I remember reading something that said, and I'm going to quote this all wrong and everything, of course, but it said, a top professional metal drummer who does like this kind of double bassing burns so many calories and does enough. The kind of effort involved is like an athlete, because they're literally
Gene Hoglan is an athlete.
No, it doesn't strike you as an athlete. Doesn't make sense,
but when you see how much work and effort goes into.
And the problem with it is, anyone can play fast. You can give someone 2 sticks who's never played the drums, and they'll be able to go as fast as they can. but they won't be landing in time. One stick will catch up with the other, and it will all go. Obviously, if they've never played before, it's all just going to be a mess. But even people who play at like pub level or club level, who have got a full-time job and a life outside of music, the timing won't be bang on, especially when they start upping the tempo to a certain point. This has nothing to do with this at all, but we're just saying how good this drummer is. You get to a certain tempo and your timing goes because you're either not fit enough and you get tired, or you just haven't practiced it to the point. And I'm sure guitarists are the same. You practice to a point, or you haven't practiced to a point where it becomes easier, even though you're playing really fast, because you're putting the effort in. You're kind of tongue out your side of your mouth kind of thing, going, can I keep up? And I know, because that's me, where you can't keep up and you're struggling, and because you're struggling, it comes across that you're struggling, and you'll start to make mistakes, and your timing will drift and all of that sort of thing. Everyone's stopped watching this video by now. But if you practice enough and you're a professional, let's face it, I don't know about these guys, but if you're a professional who does this for a living, you get to a point where you can play fast, but it's easier, and you're not out of breath, or your muscles aren't cramping, and your calves aren't, and you're double bassing and your calves aren't on fire. So it kind of makes time for you because it's easier, and you've got up to speed, and then you can get clever with it and trickier. And that's where Gene Hoglan, who's not a small person, he's a big guy, but he's at such a level that you see him, he kind of plays, he's playing like strapping young lad stuff at 300 beats a minute or whatever, and he's doing this, and he's called the atomic clock because he's bang on with his timing, and that all comes, and this turned into a bloody lecture, didn't it? But yeah, so it is good. You can see what the drummer's doing, because people who don't play the drums, I think, don't appreciate how much effort goes into it. Guitarists who play with drum, like you won't appreciate it because you see it and you know what sounds good and what's bad. But people who are not musicians half the time, I think, don't think that the drum's feet doing anything. They know that something's going on, but they've no clue. So all they see is this, Yeah.
But I remember, I might have mentioned this on the channel before. I remember the BBC ran an article about the very thing about how fit a drummer is, rock drummers, and they said like a rock drummer during a gig it's the same as running 10,000 meters, but they only, and who did they choose out of all the rock drummers?
Was it
like BBC,
someone from like U2?
It was REM's drummer, and you think, please, they have no idea.
Go and see Flesh God Apocalypse's drummer. If you
or this chap, whoever this chap is.
Who this guy is.
Edu Garcia.
Yeah, go and stick a heart monitor on him.
And you see 10,000 meters. You want to go to a metal gig, sunshine.
At least it didn't ring up Cozy Powell, because it was the only rock drummer they could think of,
And it's things like that you realise how far removed the mainstream is from metal.
Yeah, and one arm away. I don't know how big they are in Brazil, but like I say, this video's not got 1 million views. This quality of stuff is just everywhere in metal. That's why I think it's probably, totally biased opinion, but I think of a lot of musical genres, it's right up there in difficulty for becoming any good at. Anyone can come in and have a bash and play some noise, and I recommend anyone who gets the opportunity to do that, because it's just such fun. But if you want to get good at it, I think metal literally requires a lot of effort and building up that skill, and I'm not sure where I sit on the argument with talent. Are you born with it, or do you acquire it? I think you acquire it. There are people who just can't do it, but I think I'm not sure about whether you're born with something. I don't know why some people are so much better at writing melodies than others, or whatever, but that's a whole different conversation, isn't it?
Don't you think?
I think metal is a difficult genre.
Do you think that's why a lot of reaction channels do a lot of metal? Because it's a genre that isn't in the mainstream, so you don't actually know what's there. So when somebody sits down in an reaction channel and goes, oh, listen to this, and it's people playing real instruments at a phenomenal speed with so much great technique, that you are going to go, how amazing is that? When us in the metal genre going, well, it's just normal, isn't it?
I think there's two. In fact, if anyone's still watching this, thank you very much. But I think there's two sides to that. One is you've got the people who are not into metal going, good grief, you know, what on earth was that sort of thing. And then you've got the people who are into metal, enjoying watching somebody realise what they already know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you appreciate that person's voice or that person's drumming.
And that's why these types of studio videos are great, because of that and Unleash the Archers and the Elysian.
Yeah, which you just go.
You just watch them playing, and we said it on the Elysian video. It's just great to watch people who are really good chuck out something that just looks. It's fantastic.
And I am clicking through looking for a comment at the moment. Listened to the new Legion album. Yes, just yesterday. It's flipping great. It is great. Sorry, One Arm Away. We've really gone right off the subject of you. Really liked it, but I just want to look up a comment, which is, here we go. So I got a comment literally 4 days ago on the Ginger video, Pisces, because you know everyone who does Ginger Pisces, that not everyone, that's not fair, but a lot of people just, as soon as she growls, they all lose their minds. You know, it's like, oh my god, what's happening? You know, and of course I didn't do it like that because I've heard people sing like that before, so I was quite calm about it. And I got this great comment which is just cheered me up no end, because he basically put this was a Gunjin Reaper. Sorry if I'm mangling your name. Might be a Y, that Jin, mightn't it? Gunyin Reaper. Anyway, Gunyin. Sorry, but he wrote, metalhead YouTube reactors. Yep, nice voice there. Both the singing and the screaming. Checks the other instruments. Gets reference from other bands. Breaks the lyrics down. Appreciates the melody. Slowly focuses on the tempo and the like. That's metalhead reactions. Then he's put rest of YouTube reactions. Holy crap, is that her voice? And it's just spot on. That's exactly.
It's like there's a demon inside her mouth.
So, and he's put, you know, they basically focus too much on one aspect, which tends to be the vocalist, which is the front thing. If you think about pop music, it's all about the voices and the lyrics, isn't it? Even though the lyrics seem to be mostly about the same three subjects.
Very banal.
Yeah, well, what sells? That's what, you know, something that we repeat a lot and has a melody that's catchy. I get it. It's just commerce. But metal isn't like that, is it? And that's why I think we get so passionate about it, and that's why reaction channels that do react are so popular, because the passionate people are happy to see somebody get it, or get a bit of it, or to see them go on that journey or whatever.
When I first got into metal, I was just obsessed with it. You got to listen to how brilliant this is, and this huge, trying to break down that wall from people who are not into metal. You go, listen to this. Back in the day, it was listen to the Trooper. Listen how brilliant it is, and they just got this wall up. And so when you see reaction channels going, actually that wall's coming down a little bit, like Lost in Vegas
was great for
when
that.
they saw
absolutely great for that.
Holy Wars. That was just.
Really enjoyed watching.
I fully enjoyed that, because it felt somebody is finally getting that masterpiece that somebody who isn't into metal finally understanding it, and it was just great to watch them.
It is. There are channels out there who are capitalising on this, of course, and I just.
But it's the way Lost in
just
Vegas.
Just pretending to enjoy it.
In the middle of Dave Mustaine's solo, they go. One turns to the other and says, have you heard anything like this before? And like, we've been listening to stuff like that for 20, 30, 40 years. And I just think, and you just want to be. I'm not sure whether I want metal to be popular, but more appreciated, I think, is probably what. than it is on the mainstream. And
so one arm away, if you're watching this and you've stayed with us this long, you were the spark for all of that conversation by just being bloody great at what you do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I mean, a great video, great voice, straight from it. Just the whole thing.
Yeah, just.
And I think it deserves to go in my book for that.
The magic book.
Because I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I don't know. We're probably 20 minutes in now, but it's very warm in this room.
But that's what music does. It creates conversation, doesn't it? And that performance, just
you're just like, this is quality. Yeah. So that was I've forgotten now. I've been talking for so long. That was Oblivion of Divinity from the band One Arm Away, from the album Oblivion of Divinity, which looks exactly like that. Because that's it.
And there's 3 hands on there, so there's actually one arm
there's 3
added.
hands. There's an extra hand.
One arm added.
Perhaps that's the one arm.
The name of the band lies. One arm away.
So, I don't think anyone recommended that either. I'm not entirely sure where that came from, so thank you, One Arm Away, for existing. Let us know what you think before I go off on another subject.
Yeah, and from Brazil as well. Send us more recommendations from Brazil.
Yeah, from Brazil.
Yeah. Because we're getting them slowly dribbling in from Chile. We've had some good ones from Chile, haven't we?
Yeah.
Send stuff from Brazil.
We're on this musical journey as much as anyone else, even though we've been listening to this stuff for all our lives. Basically, there's just so much to go at in so many different genres that's really good as well. It's not even like there's just I'm sure there's a ton of dross, but there's so much good stuff that perhaps doesn't even get any of the sort of attention it deserves.
Which is why we need channels like this to rather than someone
we can only fix a tiny bit at a time.
So may be our name for a millionth time. Great.
So let us know what you think. Sorry for talking a lot. Bye.
See ya.